Hello students, myself Dipak Zade. Today in this lecture we will solve problem of centroid. See, figure is given, but this shaded portion जो है is removed from the lamina. Means what? This is hole actually, circular hole. First step is what? We'll divide given lamina in minimum number of components. How many components are there? Can you see one triangle here? One component, right? Then what is added? One rectangle. What is height of rectangle? 100. What is the base of rectangle? इसका R जो है radius of semicircle is 60. That means it is diameter. How much? 120 हो जाएगा, right? Which is nothing but base of what? Triangle. 120. First component triangle, second component rectangle, third component semicircle. All these are added. One triangular part, in that one what is added is rectangular lamina, next what is added is semicircular lamina, and then one circular lamina is removed of radius 40. How many components? 4. What we'll do, we'll give some numbers to the component. Say this one is your component number 1, triangle. This one is component number 2, rectangle. Component number 3 is what? Semicircle, and circular component is 4. Fourth component is removed. Area will write with minus sign. Area will write with minus sign. Okay. Now one by one we will find out position of centroid of each component. Important क्या रहता है? Position of x axis and y axis. So with respect to x and y axis means ये आपका first quadrant. So all x and y positive. Whenever any centroid, position of centroid lies in first quadrant, x and y positive. Means for rectangle, semicircle and circular lamina, x, y positive. But this component is below x axis, right side of y axis means which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. X positive and इसका y क्या आएगा? Negative. So you should not get confused with plus minus. One area is negative, that is area of circle. All x, y positive. For first component, x positive and y negative because centroid will get below x line. Clear? Plus minus में mistake करने का नहीं. Okay. अभी step by step will represent what? All components, right? See here. First component number 1. This one is first component. What number? Number 1 is what? Triangle. For triangle, this area is positive. Okay, area positive. Now A1, area of triangle, all you know is what? Half of base into height. What is the base of this triangle or base of rectangle? This one, ये जो है R60 है. For this semicircle means base becomes what? 120. All dimensions are in mm. So half of base how much? 120. Height how much? 60. That means around this one is how much? 16 to 60 na? Means what? 3600 mm square. Which problem? Correct now? Now position of centroid how will represent? Always keep in mind whenever there is a right angle triangular lamina, most of the students make mistake. First, in right angle triangular lamina, identify the two sides which are mutually perpendicular. ये vertical है, ये horizontal है. This angle is what? 90. So from these two sides, centroid will get at what distance? So this one becomes base का 1/3. This will become what? Height का 1/3. B by 3 and H by 3. Now B by 3 means this distance, horizontal distance means B by 3 becomes what? X1. And ये जो है this one is what? Y1. Vertical distance क्या रहता है? Y. Horizontal is what? X. That means X1 is how much? B by 3 means 120 का 1/3. That means X1 equal to what? 120. उसका 1/3 means how much? 40. And this one is positive value right side में, right? And y1 जो है ये negative है. Why negative? Below x axis, तो आपका y जो है वो negative हो जाएगा ना. above x axis y is positive, right? So this y1 is h by 3. H by 3 means what? What is the height? Height how much? 60 na? So 60 by 3 means what? Minus 20 mm. Clear? I think now there is no doubt. Area x1 y1, right? For all components we will find out what? Areas x and y. Component 2, what component 2 we have taken? Rectangle we have taken, right? So for rectangular lamina, a positive area hai. Area of rectangle, how will find out? Base into height. What is the base of rectangle? 120. Height is how much? 100. That means it becomes what? 12000, right? 20 height ho gaya. Mm square. Now x2. For rectangle, where is position of centroid? At its center, b by 2 and h by 2, right? Now centroid, if I'll represent to centroid somewhere here, if I'll represent a, suppose आपका C2 है, तो this distance, horizontal distance of centroid for rectangular lamina, how much? B by 2, and vertical distance of centroid is how much? This vertical distance. Vertical distance is always measured from x-axis. Height is what? 100, right? So this will be what? H by 2. H by 2. Now base is what? 120. तो ये आपका x2 हो जाएगा, right? And this will become what? y2, because for second component we are finding x2 and y2. So x2 becomes what? This is not b. b by 3 is for triangle. This is half. Base का half and height का half. So x2 becomes what? b by 2. b by 2 means what? 120 by 2. 120 by 2 means how much? 60 mm. And y2 is what? Height 100 by 2 means how much? 50 millimeter. Clear? Why both are positive? Because C2 is where? In first quadrant. Now semicircular lamina number 3 है. Where is position of centroid of semicircular lamina? On its axis of symmetry. ये axis of symmetry, vertical. Its diameter is horizontal. From diameter at what distance? 4r upon 3 pi. Means if I'll represent this point as what? C3. So this distance is what? 4r upon 3 pi. Always keep in mind, for semicircular lamina, centroid is located where? On its axis of symmetry, from its diameter 4r upon 3 pi. Now x distance is easy, right? This one is x distance, say x3. So x3 is nothing but what? Your radius r, right? x3 is what? Radius r. What about y? You should not get confused with y. There is always mistake in such cases. देखो, x axis here and distance of this point you have to find out, means vertical distance of C3 from x axis. This one distance is your y3. ये क्या है? y3. तो y3 if you want to find out, first see here ये 100 है, and then 4r upon 3 pi is added. Means what is the distance from x-axis? 100 plus 4r upon 3 pi. So it becomes what? 100 plus 4r upon 3 pi. So x distance is radius. Radius is what? 60, and y becomes what? 100 plus 4r upon 3 pi. Clear? Yes. Now next component is what? I'll write here what we discussed, right? Third component, semicircle. ये क्या है? Semicircle. Semicircle positive है. Area we will write. Area will write with positive sign. तो pi into r square by 2, right? चलो find out this area. Area of what? Semicircle. Pi r square. All your in calculator. चलो फटाफट आंसर निकालो, मुझे बताओ कितना आता है. 5654 कुछ आता है क्या? 5654 point. How much? Already calculated. 5654.87 mm square. Correct है ना? What about x3 distance? x3 is radius, and radius is what? 60 mm. And y3 distance is what? So it is 100 plus 4r upon 3 pi. Radius is what? 60. find out y3 distance from x-axis, right? Y is always measured from x-axis. So this one comes out to be 125.86, 125.86 millimeters. Okay. Now last component जो है that is what? Circle. But a circular component is removed, therefore this component is what? Negative. Means area will write with negative sign. Whenever any component is removed, area will write with minus sign. Minus pi. R is what? 40, right? Pi r square. So minus pi r square, how much will get? Find out area of what circle? 5026.55 millimeter square. करेक्ट है? चेक करो, ऑल इन कैलकुलेटर्स कैलकुलेट करो. 5026.55. वेयर इज पोजीशन ऑफ सेंट्रॉइड ऑफ सर्कल? सर्कल का तो इजी रहता है, एट इट्स सेंटर. दैट मीन दिस वन इज व्हाट? C4. तो ये जो डिस्टेंस है, दिस वन इज व्हाट? horizontal distance of centroid from y-axis, means fourth component है x4, and vertical distance is what? This one distance, ये y4. y4 तो डायरेक्ट मिलेगा. how much? 100. x is what? radius. what is the radius? ये दिया है ना, right? 60. x4, how much? radius. radius is what? 60 mm. and y4 distance is what? 100 mm. Clear? कुछ डाउट? अभी नेक्स्ट पार्ट जो रहता है is what? x bar. What is the formula for composite lamina? Where we will find out x bar? It is summation of ax upon summation of area. How will find out the summation of x? देखो, a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus a3 x3 plus a4 x4. अभी प्रोडक्ट का साइन पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव चेक करेंगे. a1 पॉजिटिव, x1 पॉजिटिव, प्रोडक्ट पॉजिटिव आएगा. a2 पॉजिटिव, x2 पॉजिटिव, प्रोडक्ट पॉजिटिव आएगा. a3 पॉजिटिव, x3 पॉजिटिव, प्रोडक्ट पॉजिटिव आएगा. a4 नेगेटिव है, x4 पॉजिटिव, प्रोडक्ट नेगेटिव आएगा. मीन्स व्हेन यू विल फाइंड आउट समेशन ऑफ x, फर्स्ट 3 टर्म्स पॉजिटिव है, फोर्थ टर्म नेगेटिव है. समेशन ऑफ एरिया इजी रहता है, ये पॉजिटिव पॉजिटिव पॉजिटिव, एंड विल सब्ट्रैक्ट दिस वन. तो फ्रॉम दिस वन व्हाट समेशन ऑफ ax विल गेट? समेशन ऑफ एरिया का वैल्यू आई विल टेल यू, राइट? एंड जस्ट क्रॉस चेक हाउ मच विल गेट. 16228, 16228.32, and summation of ax value comes out to be 901.7, 901.7 into 10 raised to 3. Okay, so from this one what will get? X bar value. X bar comes out to be how much? 55.56, 55.56 millimeters. Clear? This is what? X bar. Similarly, y bar, how will find out? Summation of ay upon summation of area. Summation of area तो same है. How much? 16228.32, right? Same summation of area. Summation of ay check करो, how much we are getting? 734.8 आता है. 734.8 into 10 raised to how much? 3. That means y bar comes out to be, करो कैलकुलेट, चेक करो कितना आता है. 45.28 आता है क्या? 45.28, and unit is what? Millimeter, because all dimensions are given in millimeter. Clear? कुछ problem? Simple. Means what? Divide given lamina in minimum number of simple components. Then for each component, position of centroid is important. You have to concentrate on what? Quadrant of centroid. First quadrant में रहेगा तो xy पॉजिटिव, अगर लेफ्ट में आता है सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट x नेगेटिव y पॉजिटिव, थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में आता है तो x नेगेटिव y नेगेटिव, एंड फोर्थ में आता है तो x पॉजिटिव y नेगेटिव. ये होगा xy. एरिया पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव डजंट डिपेंड्स ऑन क्वाड्रेंट, दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट? whether that lamina is removed or added. Lamina is added, component is added, area positive. Component is removed, area is negative. Clear? Okay. चलो बाय बाय, थैंक यू वेरी मच, सी यू अगेन.